Today on Houston Life, the stage is set for Cirque du Soleil's ECHO. ECHO, by the way, is officially making its Texas debut right now in Houston, and we are taking you along for the ride. We're going to chat with the team who makes it all happen behind the scenes and on stage.
And have you ever wondered who takes care of all of the costumes for a Cirque show? Lauren Kelly is taking us inside the wardrobe department for a look at who's in charge of putting together the very bold and beautifully vibrant costumes for the show.
Also, Mel Camp gives us a behind-the-scenes look at what goes into training performers for a Cirque show. This is so intense. She's going to be chatting with head coach of ECHO, former Olympian Lee McDermott, to learn more about the art of pushing the limits when it comes to human performance.
Then, speaking of pushing one to their limits, I'm ready to flip your world upside down. Join me as I bounce into the exhilarating world of Cirque du Soleil teeterboards. Of course, I had help from some of the pros, but trust me, it's a balancing act you won't want to miss.
Live from under the big top at Sam Houston Race Park, Houston Life starts now.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to this very special edition of Houston Life. On location today for Cirque du Soleil's beautiful show, ECHO. So glad to have you with us. I'm Derek Shore.
And I'm Tessa Barretta. We're coming to you from the grounds of Sam Houston Race Park, inside the big top. I mean, you really can't miss it if you're driving by. This is a serious setup, and it takes a lot of hands, a lot of working hands to get it, you know, working perfectly, looking beautiful.
Yeah, it's a beautiful tent. It looks beautiful, right? But also it really is sort of like a working village. So Cirque du Soleil officially kicked off its Houston tour with the big top raising last month. And this is incredible because it really takes an army, a team of 50 people and 4.5 days to set up the entrance, the other structures for ECHO. And then after it's all over, 2 days to tear it back down. And it's not just the big top, Tessa, where the performers and the main event happens under the tent. These tents include the front of house, the artistic tent, the box office, a full kitchen, and again, it really is sort of like setting up a full village where these performers, the cast, the crew, everyone involved in getting this production off the ground, where they essentially kind of live for a while.
Absolutely, and just like where you live in your house, kitchen, usually the heart of the home, the kitchen is the heart of a village. Think about it. They have to serve between 300 to 400 meals every day because we're talking about staff, we're talking about the artists, we're talking about families and friends, and it's just also a place where the cast and the crew, you know, they meet up to enjoy their free time when they have it because they are practicing around the clock.
They are, and they have to be fed. So between 300 to 400 meals every day to artists, staff, family, friends. Really, really incredible. Hey, and by the way, speaking of the cast, so the cast includes 51 artists representing 19 different nationalities. And what I love about spending time here at Cirque, not only is everyone so nice, it is such a diverse crew. And behind the scenes, people have come from all over the world. They have dedicated their lives to training and performing. So every time you step into this tent and you witness the magic that is on stage, remember that performer, the people behind the scenes working, they have families and relationships and pets, and they have to figure out just how to make life work on the road. And it makes me love and respect each of these people even more.
Yes, if we're lucky enough to attend a show, and you know, Cirque du Soleil, I was reading online after watching, you know, reading and researching, someone says, you know, Cirque du Soleil is the one place you can take anyone, you know, someone that's been to the show, someone young, someone old, and you just know they're gonna have a good experience. I thought that's totally right. I remember you were kind of anticipating me watching it for the very first time, and we are so lucky to have someone who is really a maestro behind the scenes of it all.
It's true.
So, ladies and gentlemen, because Cirque du Soleil is so committed, absolutely committed to pushing the boundaries of artistic expression, we, of course, became curious about the visionary force behind this mesmerizing spectacle.
Yeah, and an extraordinary production takes a team effort, of course, but it all happens under one man's expert guidance, which is why it is our great pleasure to introduce a true maestro of creativity, the artistic director of ECHO by Cirque du Soleil, Fabrice Lemire. It is so nice to spend time with you, Fabrice. And first of all, we must thank you for taking time away from the rehearsal that is currently happening behind us on stage. I was asking you before we went live today, Fabrice, what time does your day start and what does a typical day usually look like for you?
I start with some office work and meetings perhaps with Montreal, HQ. And then the cast will arrive about 11 o'clock. We do also have some technical maintenance. You can see the 5-ton cubes behind me, which is the piece of resistance, needs a little love as well. So it's not just about the performers, but also all about the technicality to be supporting the performers. So my day can start at 9, sometimes it would be 11 or 12, and then of course the show goes down by 10 p.m. at night.
And Fabrice, you guys work so hard. I want to tell people a little bit about you because you joined Cirque in 2008 as a dance master, as an assistant artistic director. But then after becoming an assistant again in 2015, you were appointed artistic director of the first ever Cirque show on ice for Crystal. And then your artistic direction just continued. They begin to trust you and give you more projects. What keeps you coming back and creating these beautiful masterpieces for everyone to enjoy?
Actually never left. The project came to me while not been looking elsewhere for a project. So with the beauty of having always rethink to be ahead of a trend. That's what the company is known for. So to stay afloat has been a driving force. We have to push boundaries. So you talk about the ice show. We went to a territory where we never explored before. So it's always to try to look and expand the horizon of opportunities that I had the chance to be part of this process.
It takes a lot of hard work. I'm assuming maybe some caffeine here and there. You were telling Tessa and me just moments ago that as actors or performers move out of the show and then new people move into the show, they of course have to learn these roles and they have to train and practice and spend very long hours. After tonight's performance, you're gonna be here with one of the newer members of the cast, working on a routine, a scene, what do you call it, until what, the wee hours of the morning?
We will stay because our time is limited and the priority is the operation, which is the show you're going to be presenting tonight. The newcomers have to work around the schedule of the show. So therefore, I have an opportunity at 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. to stay with some support and this performer to give him the stage so he can actually touch the floor prior to be thrown in front of an audience.
Yeah. Let's talk about Echo itself, because Echo is, there's a cube that you have the main character, you have Future, and then Iwa, her dog. What is the significance of the cube and these two main characters who seem to be just childlike?
It's about life opportunity and self-discovery, and the cube represents, to my opinion, the cube comes alive and it represents multifaceted of opportunities. So at first, any young adult, you're going to go in there, you're going to explore it, you're going to dissect it, you go in, and then you rebuild it to be yourself. It's really a way of what I call the passage of age from a teenager to a young adult, finding yourself, finding your purpose in life, finding your position in society, and mostly assuming who you are to the fullest, no matter what.
Yeah.
That is a beautiful message. We can all relate to that, right? Hey, we're tight on time, but very quickly, I noticed that there are air vents all over this tent. This morning it was about 30 degrees in Houston, not ideal for performing temperatures. What temperature is this tent and why is it kept at such a specific temperature?
We had to keep for anything, the equipment, the humidity level, not only will affect the equipment, but also we have about 7 or 8 musicians, singers on the show. The chords will be affected. So we try to keep a universe in some type of ambience which is neutral and consistent. But you are correct, you pass what we call the tunnel to go to the artistic tent. It's freezing cold, it's down to the 30s. So they have to adapt to this. Yesterday was the hot, cold front, and their physics needs to warm up differently just because of the cold outside.
It's incredible. Fabrice Lemire, Artistic Director of Cirque du Soleil's ECHO. Welcome to Houston. We're so glad you're here. Sorry about the weather.
It's all good.
We are so impressed by your talent and everyone here involved. Thanks again.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. All right, creative genius right here. Now this is just the beginning. We have more fun in store for you right here under the big top. But first, a reminder for KPRC2 Insiders, today is the very last day to enter for your chance to win free tickets to see this amazing Cirque du Soleil Houston show, ECHO.
Yeah, so a lot of viewers have been asking questions about this. 5 insiders will each win a 4-pack of tickets to the 7:30 p.m. performance on February 27th. You can enter right now on our website, HoustonLife.tv. Just look for that contest tab right there on our homepage.
All right, there you can also find a link to see the complete contest rules. And a reminder, you have to be a KPRC2 insider to win, but we've told you a million times, it's free to sign up. What are you waiting for?
And good luck. It is such a great giveaway. You've got to check out this show. All right, still ahead, step right up and prepare to be dazzled, Tessa. Lauren Kelly is taking us inside the Cirque du Soleil wardrobe department, where they do not just create costumes, they are stitching together, Tessa, pure magic.
Yep, and up next, Mel Camp is taking a look at how performers train for a show like Cirque du Soleil's ECHO. What's going on, Mel?
Oh yes, guys, I'm headed over to the training tent next, but first, we're at the eating tent, okay? We're gonna find out how the Cirque performances train, but this is how they eat at Cubistro. And fun fact about this restaurant's name, Cubistro, is it's named after the cube that you see on stage at ECHO. If you've seen the show, you know what I'm talking about. If you're yet to see the show, when you see it, you'll know what I'm talking about. But how cute is that? Okay, I'm off to go find myself some Cirque performers. I will see you after the break.
Welcome back to this very special edition of Houston Life, live from Sam Houston Race Park under the big top.
Performers and crew aren't resting right now. They're training to be sure that they are ready when the lights go up.
Mel Camp
is showing us. It's very hard to focus here. Mel Camp is showing us behind the scenes what it takes. Mel.
Oh yes, guys, look at this. Look at all the action that is going on here backstage. This is the artistic tent of Cirque du Soleil's ECHO. And oh my goodness, it's such an honor to be able to chat with you.
Thank you.
Lee McDermott, you are the head coach of ECHO by Cirque du Soleil. And you're kind of the man that runs all of the action that's going on. I mean, we're seeing a lot of action going on over your shoulder.
Yep.
Wow, a lot goes into putting on your performances. Can you just explain, how many performances are you guys doing a year compared to the average athlete?
We do around 376 shows per year.
That's more than a show a day.
Yes, sometimes 2 shows a day, and on a Saturday, sometimes 3 shows a day.
3 shows, and when you think like ECHO is about 3 hours, I mean the intermission's in there, but that is a long stretch for these guys to be peak performing, doing their work.
Yes, so it's not a sprint, it's a marathon on a Saturday.
So you're a marathon coach basically.
I do my best.
All right, explain to people exactly what you do as coach for Cirque du Soleil.
So as a head coach, you're looking at all of the acrobatic content of the show, making sure that we keep to a certain standard and expectation, but we also try to evolve and grow the show. As the head coach, you're also looking after health and safety.
Okay, so you were head coach of the New Zealand Olympic team. You yourself have been a gold medalist, Commonwealth gold medalist. Yes. You went to Atlanta Olympics as a gymnast.
Yes.
You know what goes into being a successful professional gymnast. How does it compare, like regular gymnastics, to the sort of work that these gymnasts are doing on stage every night with Cirque du Soleil?
Yeah, well, gymnastics, you have a very, I wouldn't say strict routine, but there's certain things you do every day. But on this show, I have many different types of acts that I have to work with. So I'm working with teeterboards, I'm working with hair hanging, I'm working with trapeze, sports acrobatics. So there's a whole array of different types of disciplines that we have on the show. And so I'm jumping from one act to another act to another act. So I have to keep switching kind of what I'm doing. We have the artistic tent where we're training, as you can see right now. We also have the training that we do on stage.
Oh my goodness, it's amazing. And I mean, look at this. I loved this part of the show where they were balancing these boxes. Wow! Action question for us. I mean, that just goes to show how difficult it is. Each of those boxes are just a couple of pounds, but once they all go on top, it gets pretty heavy.
But that's what we train for.
That's what you train. Okay, so this is the purple mat.
Yes.
And then behind us over here, this is really interesting because we had just before a bunch of the gymnasts were watching this TV monitor and they were watching back. So that's a big part of it.
That's the kind of area where we'll get together, talk about things that went well today, things that were a challenge, and then once we've done that, we come back and we do a little bit of training. Just depends on the day.
And then there's like a gym here. We've got people working out.
So we have a gym here. We also have a strength and conditioning coach that I work with to make sure that the health and safety and the requirements are met from a strength training perspective.
Wow, and you also have physiotherapists on the team. So, I mean, this is really, would you say it's more like working with athletes than it is working with performers and actors on a stage?
It's a bit of both.
Yeah?
It's a bit of both. So as a coach, you also have to have that artistic part of you as well, and you have to understand how things work. But the one thing that I really love versus sport is that when we make decisions, we make it as a team. So me with the artistic director and the physio department, we're as one collective.
A lot of the acts that we see on stage in any Cirque show look amazing, but really there's a lot of risk. You said before that you have to look into like the risk of a performance. We don't really think about, like, yes, if you do a regular, I suppose a floor routine as a gymnast, and then you're up on doing something like that, but then there's a whole lot more moving parts when you're on the stage. There's the lights, there's the speed at which you need to change over your harness and all of that sort of stuff. How do you work with the performers to be ready to do all of that?
Well, part of my job is to bridge the gap between also the technical team, the artistic team, the artists, making sure that each component is looked at. So again, like I said, it wasn't just a me, it's a we part, and then I work with the technical team to make sure each component is done in the correct way, and that means that's the health and safety of the artist, which we put first.
What do you think is one thing that people, when they watch the show, just don't realise goes in, or there's something, just, I don't know, like a fun fact that we might not know, but then we're better off for knowing it?
Well, it's hard because you mentioned earlier that you were kind of mesmerized by the show, and that's the whole point of the show, is that you don't know all of these things that happen in the background. So it's kind of nice when people start watching the show and all of a sudden it's finished and you're like, wow, that was amazing. But the one part that, there's just so many moving parts that happen behind the scenes, and again, it's understanding that each department and each person has a role and responsibility to make sure that ECHO is seamless for you guys watching the show.
Oh my gosh, well, it is an amazing show. Yeah, I mean, I felt like it was a 3-hour meditation, just like absolutely beautiful. And so, yeah, it's so wonderful to be able to be behind the scenes and see all this hard work going into making what is just like a gift for those of us in the audience. Lee, thank you so much for your time. I know you're really busy. Awesome. And these guys are busy training, so we're going to leave them to it, but I'm going to send it back to you guys, Derek and Tessa.
Awesome, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Mel, thanks so much for that. Still to come, another critical element that helps bring the show to life each night on stage. The music, of course. We're going to meet two of the talented musicians who play instruments and sing live during every single performance.
But first, let's check in with Lauren Kelly, who's getting a special look at how all the beautiful costumes come together. Hey, Lauren.
Yes, coming up next, we are getting a look inside the costume department and how all these beautiful acts come together by the hands of these ladies on show day. That is coming up next when Houston Life returns. If you have ever seen a Cirque du Soleil show, then I'm sure you have seen the magnificent makeup and costumes. But have you ever thought how they come together? Who puts them together if they're broken and fixes them? Guess what? It's this lady right here. Laura, thank you so much for joining us today.
Yes, of course. Welcome to ECHO.
I feel like you are the queen of the costumes, the ultimate holder of them all.
Well, we definitely look after them. Queen is a heavy title.
Okay, let me ask you this though. First of all, how many performers are you dressing in the show?
So we have 53 artists currently that we dress, that we help prepare, maintain, alter their costumes, headpieces, and shoes.
Here's the thing. these performers don't only have one costume.
No.
They have multiple costumes.
Multiple. And multiple headpieces, multiple pairs of shoes.
The whole makeup,
Yeah.
the whole thing, right?
Exactly, yes.
So I have to know this because as these performers are performing, we all know accidents happen.
Of
Are you
course.
there on the side of the stage or in this area to repair costumes in a split second?
So this is our home base during the show.
Okay.
But during a live performance, we can be mobile and attend a problem backstage in the dark, repairing something immediately as the artist is about to go on stage.
In the dark, you have such a talent. I can't even think. Now, how long have you been with Cirque?
I've been with Cirque 10 years.
10 years, but
Yeah.
you've never been a performer.
Never, no.
Have you always been with the costuming department?
Yes, it's my love, it's my passion.
If I get a hole in my pants, Laura, I know who to
I'm your
come to
girl.
fix
I'm your
it.
girl.
Well, I want to talk about a little bit of the
Yeah.
costuming in the show.
Yeah.
A lot of your costumes come from Montreal. That's where
Yes.
the home base is, right?
Yes, they are constructed in Montreal, and that's where our costume designers will work to design and fabricate and kind of decide what fabrics we're going to use, what the ultimate look should be, and that's where every new show opens up. So all the testing of the new costumes happens at headquarters before we hit the road and travel with the show.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about the design for
Yeah,
the costumes in
absolutely.
Echo. What's the whole theme of this costume department working on for this show?
Okay, I think the theme ties into the aesthetic of the show, which is a bit simple but powerful. There's the use of bright colors for some of our characters, and then there's the use of stark white for others, and it ties into the storyline and the thematic elements.
Well, I'm looking at some of these
Yes.
costumes behind you.
Yeah.
I mean, look, some of these start with a very basic white top and it has this nice ombre look and
Yes.
this bold orange
Exactly.
red. And then here you go. Here are some of the white ones
Yes.
into more bold colors. And that really stands out. That really stands out beautifully on stage.
Yeah, absolutely. I think in conjunction with the show lighting and the movement of our acrobats, it all ties in really well to create a powerful image.
I am just looking around here at all
Yes.
of the pieces that you work with. So if anything does need fixing, you
Yes.
run it back here. Do
Yes.
do the actors get fit back here as well?
They do. We actually have a fitting happening right now for an artist of ours who will be training and learning a new scene. And they're fitting this costume just to him specifically. Right now,
The bold color
Yes.
looks so fabulous against
Yes.
his skin. I know that stands out on stage. I know that plays into the show as well.
Absolutely.
What's your favorite part of being in the costume department? Is it really putting these costumes to life and seeing them on stage?
Absolutely. It's the creativity in conjunction with working with live performance. You know, even if you're working backstage, you can feel the energy of the audience, and knowing that you had a hand in that in all the small ways every day, it's very satisfying.
Well, you do such a great job. The whole team back here does. Now,
Yeah.
my last question.
Yes.
Makeup. Do the artists do their own makeup?
They do, because there's 53 of them
can't
and
put them
4
on a
of
makeup
us.
chair.
Yes, exactly. They do have multiple trainings with our talented makeup artists at headquarters in Montreal. And then when they arrive to tour, we do practice sessions with them to help them really get used to it and get acclimated to it. Sometimes in the beginning, it may take them 2 hours. And after weeks of practice, they'll have nailed it and be able to do it themselves.
Last question though, how long does it take them to get that makeup off?
Oh,
That's a process. isn't it?
lightning quick, because they want to go home at the end of the night. Yeah.
Well, Laura, thank you so much for
Yes.
the behind the scenes
Of
look at the
course.
costuming department. You guys look great back there. Thank you for all that you do. How many safety pins do you have back here?
Countless.
Countless.
Yes.
Derek and Tessa, sending it back to you guys now.
So incredible. These artists do their own makeup.
It looks incredible, and I would give anything to have a seamstress that efficient to
That
give
is
me a
VIP.
quick stitch.
Good stuff.
Coming up, teetering on the brink of amazement, 3 very brave teeterboard performers from Cirque du Soleil ECHO helped me take flight. Sort of. Did I defy gravity, Derek? Did I? You're going to have to brace yourself for my heart-pounding adventure.
All right, can't wait to see that. And coming up next, did you know the beautiful music for each Echo performance is actually performed live? We're going to meet 2 of the talented musicians and vocalists who help bring the show to life every single night. That's when this special edition of Houston Life returns right after this. Every night, as the wonder of Cirque du Soleil's ECHO unfolds in front of a live audience, the captivating visuals and acrobatics are accompanied by an eclectic style of music. But what many audience members do not realize, the music is also being performed live. Lizzie Munson and Nicole Souter are two of 7 musicians who each play instruments and also provide vocals for the show. Is it a common reaction that people are surprised to know that the music is being performed live?
Definitely.
And why do you think Cirque prioritizes live music in its shows?
I think for one, the live music really adds such an energy to the show. It can really add like more magic, I would say, but also because it's an acrobatic act, it doesn't often time out exactly the same way. Sometimes they'll redo a trick, or they'll take longer for a trick, or sometimes it's a different person playing a character. And so it's our job to follow the act and like really make that soundtrack according to what's happening on stage.
And we also have a band leader. He's our keyboard pianist also. So he'll be telling us like, we need you to jump to this section or loop this. They need more time.
Are you listening to your band leader during the show?
Yeah.
So you're all wearing earpieces. That's a lot of moving parts. So you could be playing an instrument, singing, listening to the band leader, all the while being aware of everything that's happening around you on the stage.
Yeah, there is definitely like a network happening in our ears behind the scene. We also have talkback microphones, so we can speak to the sound techs behind the stage to say, oh, I need more of this level, or just to communicate with each other. So there's definitely a big network of speaking going on.
Like, that's a beautiful sweater in row 3 or whatever.
Yeah, we actually do
Seriously?
that.
You're pointing out audience members?
Yeah.
That shows just how good you are, that you can do all of that. You can do your jobs and still have fun.
One of our favorite things is to point out like kids who are having the time of their lives.
Yeah.
Or people who are really enjoying it. Like we watch the audience and we will point out like, look at that lady, like she loves it, or look at that kid who's dancing around.
Which has got to be so satisfying as a performer to know you're being well received.
Yeah.
Before each performance, Lizzie, Nicole, and their fellow bandmates do a sound check. Describe to us what happens during a sound check.
Sound check is usually, we're testing that everything works. All the, the plugins for the instruments, the microphones, the speakers, everything. But it's also sometimes a time for us to rehearse.
You mentioned 7 vocalists, but is that 7 total band members?
Yes.
So 7 total band members. What are all the instruments in the show?
Violin, viola, cello, piano, 2 lead vocals, and drums.
Nicole also plays the ukulele. I don't know if you mentioned that, but yes.
Before joining Cirque, Lizzie performed with stars like Michael Bublé and Shawn Mendes. Nicole spent 7 years with the San Diego Symphony. How do you prepare for a job like this at Cirque? Because I can imagine in the performing world, not only is this one of the most well-respected organizations to work for, it's got to be one of the most intense.
Yeah, when I got here, it was a very intense experience because I had never done any kind of show like this before. But yeah, they were so welcoming in the band. Lizzie helped so much.
I'll say the people are all really incredible. Like they're really great humans. They're very welcoming and very nice. One of the things that I guess is the biggest adjustment is doing the same show many times, hundreds of times, and keeping it fresh and keeping it alive and finding ways to change it and adapt throughout your run, whether it's like, 1,500 shows or 100 shows.
Do you love it?
Oh yeah, really a lot.
For Jenny and Nicole, it's just another day at work. Does every night still feel like magic when you step out there on that stage?
When we see the audience's reaction, definitely.
so talented. Thank you for letting us spend time with you to see a little window into your fascinating life. Incredible, huh?
It's so amazing. I didn't even think the fact that they have to play hundreds and hundreds of the same piece. When you come, it's like it's just for you. It's so nice.
And they're wearing costumes. You will see them on stage. Well, coming up next on Houston Life, the full Echo experience really begins the moment you arrive at the tent, from the VIP lounge to performers interacting with guests, and of course, all the merch available for purchase. We're going to share what guests can experience right here under the big top.
And get ready to witness Cirque du Soleil's teeterboards, where every jump keeps you on the edge of your seat.
Oh, wow.
But can they teach me how to fly high? Well, we're going to have to find out when this special edition of Houston Life returns.
Should I be worried for you?
Probably. Cirque du Soleil is constantly pushing the boundaries of what the human body can do. After attending the Echo show, I found myself looking in amazement at all the incredible things that people were doing. Now, I know it takes years of training, but when I had the opportunity to learn a skill, I said, okay, I'm game. I signed a waiver, and here we are. Luckily, I have 3 really good coaches with me, and I want to introduce you. So first, to my right here is Danielle Aguilar. Now, Danielle won 2nd place in the trampoline championship, which I didn't even know was a thing. You have been training all of your life. Tell me what it takes to be in a show like Cirque du Soleil Echo.
Yeah, actually, in my case, it was a little bit funny, because my trampoline coach, used to be a circus artist. So I grew up as a trampoline gymnast, but all the time I was hearing stories about circus and how fun circus could be. So I was thinking like, okay, maybe I want to study something, but what I really want to do is circus.
Okay, like many of the artists, Danielle is representing Mexico. To my left here, I have Campbell, who is from Australia, and he's also part of the teeterboard team. Campbell, tell me a little bit about what it's going to take, or what it takes to do the teeterboard.
So for teeterboard, you're going to want to be pretty strong, be active in your body. You need to be able to resist the push of the other person that's coming down.
Okay, and then over here we have Leo, and Leo, you guys move around, but you take it to the next level.
Yeah, I think this apparatus is special. I think we use all our muscles, the whole part of our bodies, from legs to the upper body. I think it's really important that you're really consistent using your whole body. It's something really unique, this apparatus.
For the people sitting in the audience that look up on stage and say, I wonder if I can do that, I guess we're gonna have to answer those questions for them right now. All right, let's do it. I've seen how it's supposed to work. What do you suggest?
Let's try your movement with the board. Like, how do you feel going up, going down?
Okay.
Just a nice little seesaw, just a little rock, no jumping.
No jumping. Why would I jump? Why would I jump? I wouldn't jump.
Right.
Okay. Okay. And I'm...
Now stand. That's it. Bend and stand.
You don't need to look. Remember, keep your shoulders up.
Okay.
You can also not look forward, but look at my feet.
Okay.
Look at my feet.
Okay, I'm looking at your feet.
Yeah. Doing good.
Okay, and that's just a slight, and then I'm here. But I don't want to go forward. I'm just here.
Really good, really good.
Okay. Okay.
Doing really good to resist against this push, which is what's giving you that jump.
Okay.
I'm going to give you a little bit.
Okay.
Push a little bit strong.
Okay, you want me to push? Oh, okay.
So feel the actually fine.
Woo! Lost it there? Okay, okay. I'm back.
Okay.
I'm back.
Okay, okay.
Okay. How long did we do that? That felt like a hour workout. Okay. Okay. So what tips would you give me?
That was really good. You were really good at keeping your chest up. You were starting to understand the feeling of the bending and lifting.
Okay.
So for now, let's not overdo it. You've done really well. We'll just keep improving it. You know, we'll keep building on top of it. We'll start to add in some arms, which will almost be like swimming, like a backstroke.
Danielle, you're a good coach. What do you have for me? Coach me serious.
It's all about the rhythm. So right now you are really tense. You're trying to figure it out, and that is normal. But try to chill a little bit.
Try to chill. I've never heard that before. Okay.
Feel the movement of the board.
Okay.
Like the push and his weight will help you to jump a little bit. So
Okay.
don't overdo the jump.
Okay.
Just let the board do
Just
that
let
for you.
the board do it for you.
Yeah.
Okay. Leo, any advice?
Supernatural. Just feel the board, and remember, let's try what Campbell says with the arms up. So as you go up, as the board push you up, your arms gonna go natural up.
Okay.
And come down as the board goes down.
Is it a circle motion?
It's kind of like a circle motion,
Okay.
but you're not gonna go back
Up
as you are. It's gonna try to
and
go
here.
up and
Up
bring it down
and
from
here.
the side.
Up and here.
And side.
Okay.
Remember, as the board go up, your arms go up. As the board
Okay.
goes down,
Okay.
you bring it down.
Okay.
All right?
I'm a little nervous. Okay. Okay.
Just
Okay.
don't rush, just go.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Yes, yes. Oh my gosh, you're so good.
You said I was good and then I messed up. Here we go.
Yes, that's really
Yeah,
good.
that's good.
That's really good.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
Yeah,
that's
good.
good.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Did I hear one clap? Maybe that wasn't for me.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's ready.
Okay.
ready.
For what? I feel like
For the
that
show
was it. No,
tonight,
that was
yeah.
it. Okay, yeah. I was like, thank you. Thank you for all of that. Can you guys show us real quick, like how it really should be done? Like, you know, like how high are we talking? Like how high can you guys go? So listen, I might try it one more time, but just for reference, I want you guys to see how the professionals do it. Okay. And I also want a break.
Look how fun this is.
Woo! Okay, you're watching Houston Live.
Next. Next is my.
Woo! Okay, that with a mic, if you ever want a job, you could probably take mine. I can't do all that with a mic. That was awesome, guys, and that was just off the cuff. Okay, I'm inspired. Let me try it one more time. Let's see if I can do it high. But bring the mats back in. Bring the mats back in.
Where's mine?
That was so awesome. Okay, here we go.
Very good.
Nice. Follow Leo's feet. Follow Leo's feet. That's nice. That's cool. Timing.
Oh, you jump in the high, that's fun.
Remember, while more higher you are, more weight you have to, more time you have to wait.
Oh no! Yes. All right, exhausted. Workout for the day, done. You guys, I don't know how you do it, but I appreciate you taking the time. Thank you so much, Campbell. Thank you so much, Daniel. Thank you so much, Leo. Okay.
Not bad, Tessa.
Okay, let me tell you something. I felt like I was going as high as they are going.
Well,
I now look back
almost.
on it and I don't even know if I cleared a foot, but I had fun and that is all that matters.
Truly incredible. I'd like to be invited on that assignment
Okay.
next time. All right, when we come back, from VIP suites to meet and greet experiences and even just getting guests in and out of the venue, we're going to chat with a woman who helps get the show up and running in different cities.
See what it takes to bring the Echo experience to you when Houston Life returns. Welcome back to Houston Life. When it comes to seeing a Cirque du Soleil show, there really is no bad seat in the house.
That is so true. And by the way, Tessa and I are speaking from experience, from the audience to the stage. You really get the Echo experience the moment you enter the big top. Here with a look at how it all comes together is Echo's Director of Guest Experience, Bianca Calvas-Mackey. Bianca, it's great to meet you and so much fun chatting with you during the break. Essentially, your crew has taken an empty parking lot and created this entire Cirque experience. This is very, very different. If you've ever been to a traditional circus, what Cirque du Soleil does is vastly different. Describe what it takes to get this tent up.
Right. So Cirque du Soleil, we consider ourselves a premium experience when it comes to the circus and live productions. So we want to take that experience to the next level. There's certainly been an evolution since we started more than 40 years ago, but it takes up to 8 days to build a big top. And there's a lot of manpower and logistics that go into doing that. a few weeks ago here we were in a parking lot, and now we're sitting in our beautiful big top that's temperature controlled. And so the magic that's happening out on the stage and that sort of transportation that our guests are experiencing, we want them to feel that in the concessions as well. So there's a big emphasis on making that concession zone, the VIP zone, really spectacular for them. So it's just a wonderful experience. It's very different from any other circus that you would see.
Well, Bianca, when we were talking, we can tell you take pride in the hospitality aspect of anyone that is a guest to the show. You want them to be cozy, comfortable, have their food, have their beverage while the performers kind of do their thing. What is something about this job that people might not expect? Like, your life is basically on the road, and your husband he's now on the technical side of things, but he was a performer in the Cirque show.
Right. It's when I am meeting local guests and when I am hosting a behind the scenes experience or a meet and greet, I love explaining all of that to them. There's so much curiosity behind it. There is a lot of, I think, very traditional aspects to Cirque du Soleil. In the sense of having your family with you and it being very familial. And you have this opportunity to, we have our daughter, our 4-year-old daughter who's on the show with us, and she gets to travel and she gets to see the world and be around all these different cultures and have different experiences. It's very unique. I think people are surprised to learn about that behind the scenes aspect for the people who are working on the show. It's something that everybody wants to know about, right?
What
Really
an incredible experience for your 4.5-year-old daughter, Lumi. I understand that it's not uncommon for her to be on the TRX bars, backstage, training and pretending that she is one of these high-flying performers. I love that. I love this for your family. These are memories that will last a lifetime. Let's talk a little bit about the local impact for our community as well, because we understand you've hired up to 200 local Houstonians who are working with your program, and essentially you're really looking for people who work already in the hospitality industry.
Absolutely. It's no small feat, that's certainly true, but every city we work with a local staffing provider, and we employ up to 200 folks. Those associates, they can be doing anything from setting up the tent, working with our plumbers, working with our tent specialists, but I'm looking after the guest experience division, and so for that we do employ up to 150 people, and we're really looking for people who are coming from that hospitality background. So we work hand in hand with the agencies to scout out local schools for anybody that's currently in a hospitality program who's studying to maybe work in tourism or event production, and we really want to have them put a foot in the door, work with us, learn something, bring something new to the table. So it's a really exciting process, and you just get to meet so many interesting people.
Well, I feel like you're one of the interesting people we've gotten to meet, learning that it's not only a family affair, but it's a community affair. We're almost short on time. We're pretty short on time, but other services you provide: VIP suites, meet and greets, behind the scenes tours, accessible seating. Did I leave anything out there?
I think you covered it. Our bread and butter is the show, but after that we have ultimate experiences like the behind the scenes and the meet and greet, where our guests get to see something that the general audience doesn't.
Amazing.
Hey,
Yeah.
Bianca Kalvas-Mackey, Echo's Director of Guest Experience. We got to leave it right there. It was such a pleasure to meet you, and continued success and a lot of fun on the road to your husband and your 4-year-old daughter, Lily.
Thank you.
Great
Likewise.
to meet you.
And guys, just a reminder, KPRC2 insiders, don't forget to enter for your chance to win tickets to this amazing show. You can find all the details on our website, HoustonLife.tv.
And don't go away. Houston Life will be right back.
Okay, Derek, we finally made it to the stage at Cirque du Soleil ECHO. I'm ready for my performance. Where are the teeterboard guys?
Actually, we barely made it to the stage, is what Tessa's trying to say. We did take our shoes off so we can protect this surface. And by the way, how fun was this last hour?
I am in a dream right now. In an ECHO dream.
In an ECHO dream. Okay, so here's the great news. You can enter to win the tickets on our website. Look for that contest page, but you can also buy tickets. The show runs through March 23rd. 23rd, cirquedusoleil.com/echo. Please go see this show. You're going to be so glad you did. And when we were here, Tessa, we saw people of all ages, from grandparents all the way down to the youngest kids.
And everyone had a good time. So again, cirquedusoleil.com/echo. That's all you need to know.
That's all you need to know. And to the entire Cirque du Soleil Echo crew who invited us here and invited all of you behind the scenes, thank you so much. Break a leg tonight. They'll be on the stage at